This is the third module in the Tarleton Law Library's series of Faculty Research Assistant training videos. In this video, we will focus on legal databases that may be useful in your research. We will address finding secondary sources and docket information on Bloomberg Law, Lexis Advance, and Westlaw Edge. Then we will discuss the database HeinOnline and two ProQuest databases, ProQuest Legislative Insight and ProQuest Congressional. The three most widely used legal databases are Bloomberg Law, Lexis Advance, and Westlaw Edge. Most law students are likely already familiar with how to conduct case law and statutory research on these platforms, so we are not going to cover them in detail here. However, we will briefly discuss finding secondary sources and conducting docket research on these platforms. When searching for secondary sources, it is important to be aware that coverage and availability of these sources differ greatly between the three main legal databases. Most books or treatises available on one of these three platforms are not available on the other two. For example, the treatise Nimmer on Copyright is only available on Lexis Advance. Patry on Copyright is only available on Westlaw Edge, and only Bloomberg provides access to the Copyright Law Desk book. Next, we will discuss finding docket information and case filings. Bloomberg Law, Lexis Advance, and Westlaw Edge all have select state and federal docket information, so you may be able to find what you need on any of these platforms. However, Bloomberg Law is unique in that it can directly retrieve court materials from PACER, the federal court's electronic public access service. Accessing PACER typically involves fees, but access is free through the Bloomberg Law platform. From Bloomberg's homepage, select Dockets. A window will open allowing you to search by keyword or by specific categories like court, parties, judge, docket number, or date. Additional search options are listed at the end. When narrowing by court, you can either type in the court name or you can browse the full list and select one or more categories. For example, in Bloomberg's docket search window, in the courts search box, type in District of Columbia and select the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia dockets from the options that appear below the box. Then, for parties, list National Association of Manufacturers as an appellant and select Add Another to list the Securities and Exchange Commission as an appellee. Using the radio button below the parties, specify that the search should include all of these. Press Search and select the single result National Association of Manufacturers v. SEC, docket 13-5252. The docket currency section on the top right, under General Info, will tell you when the docket was last updated. Select Update Docket to check to see if there have been any changes since the last update. A window appears explaining that the collection fee is waived. Select Accept. For this docket, a message appears on the bottom right stating that there have been no changes. The docket page contains information about the case, the parties, and the attorneys at the top. The docket entries follow this information. You can click on View to look at a document. For example, we can look at the Notice of Appeal filed on August 13, 2013. Going back to the docket page, you can also select Request to gain access to a document not already in the database. The fee is waived for law school users. In addition to the three major legal research platforms, Tarleton also provides access to a number of other legal databases that may be useful to you. You can find the various legal databases we provide under the Research tab at the Legal Databases link, listed under Resources. Our databases are listed alphabetically. Let's start with HeinOnline. From HeinOnline's homepage, click on the Law Journal Library link under Browse Databases by Name. HeinOnline has the full text of almost all U.S. law reviews. One benefit of retrieving law review articles from HeinOnline is that HeinOnline provides the articles as PDFs of the print version. You can browse journals alphabetically, try entering the citation directly in the search box by clicking on the Citation tab above the box, or conduct a full-text search using the Full Text tab above the search box. In addition, you can search within a specific journal. For example, if you select the ABA journal, you can use the search box underneath the title of the journal to search only the ABA journal. Let's return to the HeinOnline homepage. In addition to law review articles, HeinOnline also has a particularly strong collection of older legal materials. If you need to consult older legal materials, HeinOnline is a good place to look. Examples of HeinOnline databases that contain older legal materials include Early American Case Law, Legal Classics, State Reports, a historical archive, and State Statutes, a historical archive. Selecting the U.S. Federal link at the top of the page under Browse Databases by Category, you can see that HeinOnline also has a wealth of federal materials, including agency documents, congressional documents, and compiled legislative histories. Going back to the Tarleton Databases page, the next pair of databases we will highlight are from ProQuest. The first is ProQuest Legislative Insight, which is a great resource for finding federal legislative history. ProQuest Legislative Insight provides compiled histories for enacted legislation, such as bills, reports, and hearings that relate to enacted law. From the ProQuest Legislative Insights homepage, you can do a full text search across the entire database. However, a more efficient way to search for legislative history is to use the public law number by entering it into the citation checker on the database's homepage. You can also search by the statutes at large citation or by the enacted bill number. Let's enter the public law number 107-296 into the public law number field. The search reveals that the act associated with the public law number was the Homeland Security Act of 2002, and this legislative history contains many different congressional materials related to the act, including different versions of bills, entries from the congressional record, perhaps most importantly committee reports, various congressional hearings, and the presidential signing statement at the end. These documents are available in PDF, often through the digital PDF link. Thus, ProQuest has already done the work of compiling various legislative history documents. Going back to Tarleton's databases page, ProQuest has another database called ProQuest Congressional. ProQuest Congressional differs from ProQuest Legislative Insight because it includes all congressional publications, including those that are not related to enacted legislation. You can search the database by keyword at the top of the homepage or through an advanced search by clicking on the Advanced link under the search box. From the homepage, you can also select Search by Number to search by different numbers, such as bill number, public law number, or statutes at large. That's it for the third module. We will conclude this series with a video on interdisciplinary research. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact one of Tarleton's reference librarians at 512-471-6220 or through our website's Ask a Librarian page.